All right, Algebra 2. So I'm going to have you complete this game plan while I'm out, but then obviously when I get back, I will take so much time to review this with you. Obviously in the test review you have, but in another review, make that pretty similar to the test. This will be after all of this, and when I get back and review with you in person, this will become much easier, especially the 2x2s. But I need to keep you moving at an okay pace, so I am gonna go over these as slow as I can, but we will do this whole game plan together. All right, so here's where we're gonna start. This is page 5 in your chapter 3, part 1 game plan. Again, this video is for Tuesday the 19th. How many ounces of 20% hydrochloric acid solution and 70% HCl must be mixed to obtain 50%? And I want 20 ounces of that. Well, I can't evenly distribute them because then the middle of that is 45, so it's going to be close. And because 70% is closer to 50 than 50 is to 20, I'm going to need more of the 70. So I know that, but I can get this precise. So I'm going to let X be the number of ounces of the 20%. And I'm going to let Y be the number of ounces of the 70%. And I know, so my first equation is all about how many ounces. There's going to be 20 of them together. I'm going to have an X amount plus a Y amount, give me 20 ounces. And the next one has to do with the concentration, the total concentration of HCl. This is total ounces. Now, the total concentration of HCl. So for every ounce of X, 0.20 or 0.2 of it is pure HCl. And for every ounce of Y, 0.7 of it, 0.70, 70%, or 0.7 of it is pure HCl. And in total, I am going to have 20 ounces. That is 50% or 0.5 HCl. So that second equation is this, but man, unlike number 25 where I had no decimals, I got some decimals here. So my question is, I'm trying to adjust my foot here. That ain't gonna happen. My question is, how do I get rid of the decimals? 0.2, 0.7 can go bye-bye if I move the decimal over 1, which means I multiply by 0, I multiply by 10. 2x plus 7y is equal to 100. That is my new equation 2. What I'm going to do to equation 1, I'm going to get rid of the x's, so I'm going to double the original equation 1. And when I double, again, pause this whenever you need to. When I double the original equation 1, my original equation 1 becomes 2x plus 2y is equal to 40. And my original equation 2 is 2x plus 7y is equal to 100. Okay, so the x's can cancel, and they cancel through subtraction. 2 minus 7, that's a negative. You can't have a negative amount of ounces, but that's all right because 40 minus 100 is a negative 60. And y is 12. Well, if y is 12, x plus y is 20, x is 8. 8 ounces of the 20%, 12 ounces of the 70%. All right, farmer, 2 types of feed. One is 5% digestible protein. Algebra 2 asks, well, how much is undigestible? I don't want to know that. The person cleaning up for the pig might want to know that. And another is 15% digestible protein. I'm going to assume the other is just the other good stuff. Carbs, fat, whatnot. Not undigestible protein that's going to leave a mess and a max exodus. Anyway, we're moving on here. How many pounds of each will she need to create a mixture of 100 pounds that is 12%? So I know I'm going to need more than 15 because 15 is closer to 12 than 5 is. You know that we're going to call X the 5% digestible protein, how many pounds of that I need. And Y is going to be how many pounds of the 15% that I need. My equation 1, X plus Y is 100. X amount, X pounds plus Y pounds. There's 100 pounds of them. Second one, for every pound of X, 0.05 of it, 5%, is digestible protein. For every pound of Y, 12% or 0.12 as a decimal of it. Nope, I'm sorry, 0.15 of it. 15% is digestible protein. And I'm going to have 100 pounds. That is 12% digestible protein. So this in this 100-pound bag, 12 pounds of it is pure protein. That's what it's saying. And a lot, if you look at any like dog food brand, you get all of this in the back. All right, so I'm just multiplying 0.12 by 100. Oh man, decimals again. What am I gonna do here? I need to move the decimal over twice now in both, which means I need to multiply by 100. So my new equation 2 is 5x plus 15y is 1200. Whoa. That's my new equation 2. We'll look at equation 1. I can either get rid of the y's by multiplying by 15, or I can get rid of the x's by multiplying by 5. Now, the order doesn't matter here. I could put, because my new equation 2 is ready to go, I can put my new equation 2 first and my old new equation 5 second. That's fine. Okay. Just adjusting my foot there. So the x's will cancel if I do what? If I subtract 10y is equal to 700. Y is 70. If y is 70, x plus 70 is 100. X is 30. 30 pounds of the 5% and 70 pounds of the 15%. And I've got my bag. All right, so this is now done. And here is what we're gonna do. So we're gonna do the next few pages of graphing. All right, so graphing inequalities. So you know how to graph inequalities. You did a pretty good job of this on your last test. These are these are just a system of inequalities, okay? So I was expecting to do this with you in person, so I would have saved that for later. I'm sorry about that, but we can do it, it's all right. Here's what we're gonna do. So the first inequality is y greater than or equal to 2x minus 3 has a y-intercept of -3. Then you're going to go up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1 a few times. You're going to make a straight line, solid line because you have equality, and you're going to lightly shade above for your first line in black. And then the one, I should use, there you go, the one in black. And then the one in red, y less than or equal to, again, solid line, this. Now, I don't care where they exactly intersect. I care where the shading overlaps. That's the name of the game here. So I don't need an exact intersection, which is how we started this game plan. Y-intercept of 2, then I go down 3, 5 to the right, down 3, 5 to the right. It is a solid line. I'm going to shade below. Well, my answer is where the shading, black right here, and red right here, where the shading overlaps. It said overlap here. So I really shade that. So I got a big Pac-Man style mouth going that way right there. That's my answer where the shading overlaps. All of these points, if I plug them in for x and y, I'll get a true statement in both inequalities. So that's the name of the game. That's not too bad. All right, number 1, the one in black here, x is less than 1/2 x minus 4. -4 is your y-intercept, up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2. This is a dotted line. Less than or equal to means you shade below. The next one is y greater than or equal to -2x. 2x plus 0. The y-intercept is 2. The negative slope is a -2 over 1. Get down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1. Greater than or equal to, you're going to shade above. You're shading below and above. The overlap is right here. Where do those two shadings overlap? Right here. So make that first one really light, the second one a little bit darker. And we'll do that in your test review again when I'm back as well. Y is less than x minus 5. -5 is the y-intercept, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1. Solid line, and you're going to shade below. Number 2, I did the cover-up method. 2x equals 6, 3y equals 6. 2x equals 6, 2x equals 6, your x-intercept's 3. 2y or 3y equals 6, your y-intercept is 2. This is a solid line. It's less than or equal to 6. Again, plug 0 and 0 in for x. You get 0 less than or equal to 6, which is a true statement. 0, 0 is true, and it's below the line, so you shade below the line. Also, if y is positive, you can trust that sign. Okay, the overlap then is where the red meets the black. And the overlap is here. That is your answer. Oh man, 4 is probably the ultimate in terms of tricky. 8x minus 2y greater than 16. Cover-up method. 8x is 16. Negative 2y is 16. Your x-intercept is 2. Y-intercept's a negative 8. This is a dotted line. Now I plug 0 in for x, 0 in for y, and I get the statement that 0 is greater than 16, and that is false. 0, 0 is above the line, and it's false, so I need to shade below the line. Next one. This is in standard form, besides the inequality sign. So 5x equals 15. Your y or your x-intercept is 3. 3y equals 15. Your y-intercept is 5. You have a dotted line. Now, if I plug 0 in for x, 0 in for y, I'm going to test that origin. I get 0 is less than 15. Again, you're plugging 0 in for x, 0 in for y, so you have 0 less than 15, and that's a true statement. So 0, 0 is true. You shade below. Where does the shading overlap? Right here. That is the overlap. That's your answer. Your answer is the overlap. All right, take a look at page A, just more of the same. Take a look at number 5. And I am going to adjust here so I can keep my feet a little bit better elevated. So take a look at number 5, number 1 there. Brought to you by Knee Scooter. This is this little pause, which hopefully you guys don't ever have to use. Not that it isn't a fine piece of equipment. All right, so take a look at this one. This is a y-intercept of negative 5. Then you're going to go up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, dotted line. Again, when y is all by itself, you can trust that sign, so I'm going to shade below on that first line. Then my next one in red, the y-intercept's a positive 1. The slope's a negative 3 over 2, so down 3 over 2, down 3 over 2. That is a solid line. Greater than or equal to means I'm going to shade above. Again, it's in slope-intercept form. You can trust that. Where's the overlap? The overlap is right there. Really shade that in big time. All right. Here we go. Number 1. We've got y-intercept of 3. I'm going to go down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1. Solid line. I'm going to shade above. Next one, y-intercept of negative 7. My slope is 2, 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. Dotted line, I'm going to shade below. Do, 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 do. And the overlap's here. All right. Less than negative 3x plus 4. Your y-intercept is 4. You're going to go down 3 over 1, down 3 over 1. Dotted line. And you're going to shade below. Shade below. And the second one, you can either do the cover-up method. You can say 3y equals negative 6. Y is a negative 2. And then x equals negative 6. X is negative 6. You can do a dotted line. Or you can move the x over. 3y is greater than negative x minus 6. And divide everything by 3. Then you have a y-intercept of negative 2. And you go down 1 over 3, down 1 over 3. Dotted line. There you would shade above. The overlap is right there. Again, if you get something in slope-intercept form, then you can definitely trust the sign for shading. All right. Then number 1 here. I did the cover-up method twice. 6x is equal to 12. Your x-intercept is 2. Negative 2y is equal to 12. Be careful there. Your y-intercept is a negative 6. Y-intercept is negative 6. X-intercept is 2. Solid line. Where do you shade? You got a negative y. Be careful. If I plug 0 in for x, 0 in for y, I get 0 is greater than or equal to 12, and that statement is false. 0, 0 is right here, and it was false. So I don't shade there. Instead, I shade right here. In standard form, if y is negative, then you got to do the opposite of that. Because if you move x over and divide by -2, your sign's going to flip. Then in red here, I set 3x equal to 12. I set 4y equal to 12 to find my intercepts. My x-intercept's 4, my y-intercept's 3. That is a dotted line. Again, I plug 0 in for x and 0 in for y. That says 0 is greater than 12, and that's a false statement. 0, 0 is false. 0, 0 is below, so I shade above. The overlap is there. Now, if I'm in standard form and y is positive, you can trust that sign. That's why I still shaded above. All right, folks, so that is page A. Again, be pausing whenever you need to. I'm going to try to make these videos between 15 and 20 minutes each day, so, depending on how you need to pause or whatnot. Chapter 3 overall should be easy. For some of you right now, it might not be easy. After we do the 3x3s, after we talk more in class, that will hopefully make these easier. All right, then here on page B, we're in with page B, which, why does it say? All right, we're in with page B. This is a good one to end with for you guys. Here's number 5. Divide everything in the first one by 5, so y is now less than 2/5 x plus 2. Y-intercept of 2 up 2 over 5, and you're going to shade below. You're going to shade below on that first one, the less than. Shade below. Next inequality, y greater than 4x plus 8. Y-intercept of 8. Don't go up 4, 1. Don't go up 4 and 1 to the right. Instead, go down 4, 1 to the left. Down 4, 1 to the left. Dotted line. Greater than, that's technically, that's what above is right there. It's actually to the left. And the overlap is down below right there. Okay. We are doing great. Number 1 is pretty, the next 3 are pretty interesting. If x is less than 3, I need a dotted line there, and it's vertical all along this line. X is 3, y is changing. Less than means you're going to shade to the left. Then y is greater than or equal to -4. That's 4 below sea level there. All along that line, y is a -4, x is changing. And you're going to shade above, y is greater than that, and they overlap right there. I'm going to finish here with 7 and 8. There's number 7. Y is greater than 3x minus 5. You have a y-intercept of -5, up 3 over 1, up 3 over 1, up 3 over 1. Dotted line. Going to shade above. Right there. Y less than or equal to 4. Here we're 4 above sea level. Along this horizontal line, y is 4. Then you're going to shade below. Where's the overlap of shading? Right there in blue. And, all right, here we are, number 8. Y less than or equal to 6. That's the one in black. Horizontal line, you're going to shade below. Sorry that everything is shaded. Then you have y greater than x minus 3. You have the x-intercept of -3, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1. That is a dotted line because it's greater than, no equality. And you would lightly shade above first. Where does the shading overlap? The first one there, the second one here. We really shade the overlap in that area. All right, folks, that is a good first video for my extended absence. We will keep talking. It's on Wednesday with more. Make sure you have the test review. It should be off to the side. I'm also going to email you a copy as well, but it should be in that first row of my desk, in that third desk. It says Algebra 2 Mega Test Review, Chapter 3, Part 1. Make sure you have that. This is Yak Math Video signing out.